Hi, this is Socionics. Today we're gonna talk about Paul Teutul, best known for being the face of American Chopper. And some time ago I read a book, his book, The Ride of the Lifetime. So we got quite a bit of information for him, and even though his show is not launching anymore, but he was famous for his bad temper and like arguing all the time. And
to tell people, why did you decide to read his book?
Well, I decided to read his book because Anna told me that he is ethical censor introvert.
He's ethical. No way. He's from second quadrant.
And I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it because he was...
he always suspends me. Like, always.
He didn't show in a show like almost any introverted ethics. It was
he was beating up his employees almost to death.
No. Well, he wasn't, but he was arguing quite a lot, and he was
beating them up mentally.
Such intimidating person, like one of the shows where you can see, extroverted sensing, Unchained sort of, where he's like...
Yeah, that's a good word. Yeah.
Really, this fights, this tensions, and it seemed like why they fighting so much? How could they stand it? But they
why do they stand it? That's
but in a show they don't show everything. And after I read the book, I was really surprised how like strongly he reflects the values of third quadrant and like in my beliefs. And I found quite a bit of introverted ethics there. And and she was happy saying, I told you. Yeah. So we got some quotes for you that...
specially selected quotes by him.
Yeah, from this book.
That he proved.
Yeah, I would recommend you to read it if you're especially from the third quadrant or you want to open your business. Might be interesting for you. So let's read some quotes.
He's such a cute guy. Softy.
So I like to read.
So, this was my quote. I like this quote. So, but when it comes to relating to people outside of your business, the example you set and keeping your word will be the foundation of your reputation.
Adhering to this principle will tell people who you are, what you're about, what your values are.
Yeah, I like this quote because it's from the introverted ethical standpoint, right? Because it's about the reputation and how do you control what other people think about you. And it wasn't really anything new for me from the business standpoint that he's saying, like how to do work and stuff, how to organize your business. But all these reputational tiny things, they're interesting because, I don't really know much about reputation because I'm an ethic. But he seems to...
Yeah, and
he doesn't say much.
How exactly he suggests to build your reputation is by being true to your word. So
can you tell me why it is important? Because it's so simple, but I just don't get it. Still, I don't understand.
Because people will know what to expect from you.
So if you're predictable to people, then they trust you?
No. If you're predictable in a good way, that you're always on time, always, high quality, and if you promise it, you do it no matter what. And this is what he writes a lot in his book, and like he said that it shows who you are, what you're about, what your values are. Well, maybe for him especially, because like as we found that he is ethical, so
if you're not in time, people will not trust you or something, and your reputation will be bad.
Well, yeah, it can spoil your reputation.
Wow, I feel myself stupid.
Why?
Like, because I don't understand. Like, it sounds so simple in his words, but I cannot,
Well, for him, even a single mistake already, kind of starting to ruin your reputation. Maybe, but it's not like this for all people. But he is talking about other people, like from his own standpoint.
Yeah, and also interesting thing about Paul that I've heard, you told me that he don't trust many people, and like that example, there was such a crazy example.
He was saying like to earn his trust, you need like many years.
You need like to almost die at workplace, so he will trust.
One of his worker who was had serious problem with his back, and he was waiting for operation, but he couldn't betray like Paul's. He came at work and he was kind of laying or something and still doing the work.
Yeah,
he was so loyal to him, and this is, of course, Paul appreciated, and he's not easily trusting people at all.
And tell me, where is introverted sense in here? You're giving up your health to earn his trust or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, he's not talking a lot about that. He's talking about, perseverance, about hard work, about...
Pressure is healthy.
Yeah.
Gordon Ramsay would like that.
So in terms of employees, you have to do following. Give them credit where credit is due.
Liar. He never gives credit to people.
How do you know?
Well, maybe it's interesting. So in his book, he's writing what he thinks he should do, maybe like his inner thought process. But in fact, if you see how he treats employees.
Well, I don't think they show everything on the show, and I think he's really honest here. And he's saying that make sure that they understand that they have a valuable role in a thriving business. Make it clear to them that you appreciate all the work they do, and in return...
Especially when you yell at them.
The owner are committed to doing your best so they have a place to work.
For example, when your back hurts, you still work.
Finally, make them feel like they're part of family.
Oh, here it goes.
Not just an employee.
Yeah, I've heard something similar from Todd Hoffman. But it's kind of a little bit different types of family that...
Yeah, because they got different psychosophy, and what's special about Paul is he got first will, second physics.
Why? This is so weird.
And last emotion. So his last emotion makes him very unsensible to
when people cry,
people feelings, and he can be really hard because first will, it's like being very hard as he saying a lot about himself, and pushing all the time.
My way or highway.
Yeah, exactly. And
he is saying in his book this. So
yeah, he describes himself here so well that looking at him, I wouldn't expect that, but reading what he says, it's really, really, really interesting. And so in this quote, we heard like a lot of introverted ethics, treating employees as a family, giving them credit.
He understands very well how to treat people.
Well,
but his first will
he does,
sometimes
but when
push too
people
much.
do against his will, that's when the problem,
yeah.
and that's what usually, of course, they show on TV. But if he wouldn't do actually what said here, I don't think that his employees would stay with him for very long, because
Do they?
he's yeah, most of them, they were working. There are employees who working like for decades for him.
And they're still
Very
healthy
loyal,
and
very
alive.
Yeah, I mean, if he wouldn't treating him this way, then they would be gone very quickly. But it's when there is confrontation that he is hard person to deal with.
Okay, so for Paulie, like most everything else in his life, it just came natural to him. We also have completely different work ethics. I'm organized, on time, and a hard worker. He's unorganized, comes to shop wherever he wants to, and often gets distracted on projects. So it's like
he just saying that
from book.
Paulie got his son natural abilities for everything, that he didn't like learn a lot, and he just can do a lot of stuff very well. And such a conflict. We think that his son is sensory logical introvert, and you can clearly see, as he said, that how big.
Maybe they have some conflict on psychosophy as well.
Yeah.
I don't know what
it's also not compatible psychosophy, but
so it's like both.
The biggest problem for him is he's unorganized. He's come to show whenever he wants to, and often gets distracted on projects.
But he still know how to do the job. He has natural abilities.
Yeah, but he doesn't do it the way he wants him to do, because he wants him to be exactly as him. Like, as he said, the power of example. And so Paulie, he is irrational. And Paulie, he also got different values. He doesn't want to push himself as much as his father, because he got introverted sensing and values. He wants to be like more relaxed, more easygoing, and on a job accordingly, like he can be not on time, and it's actually this something that could really piss off ethical sensory introverts, because they got mobilizing introverted intuition. So they time, if you like, they can be very scrupulous about time as well.
I just got a thought, maybe because his son is not in time, he works whatever he wants. Paul feels like he cannot rely on his son. But
of course.
But at the same time,
he just cannot understand that he is different.
So he cannot just fire him. He is bonded to it because he's his son, and he tried to change him, but it doesn't work, and he's getting even more pissed off. And he is supposed to trust him because he is his son, but he cannot trust him because of all the things that Paul is doing.
Like they split their ways, and his son opened his own shop, and he was really successful. So they were doing their very different ways their business, and both were successful. That's what happens. Like in Socionics, there are no good or bad types. Everybody just doing what they best at. Like every got some specialization. But if you're rational or irrational, like in this case, you can achieve the same result, just in different ways. When rationals, they are like more, everything planned, everything step by step, and irrationals, they jump, they can, one time they work really, really hard, and then they don't do anything, they don't show up.
Oh, this is so typical.
Very, not stable. And of course, this is example of conflict. Okay.
So which one do you want to do?
This is very kind of funny quote, but it's in the same time very interesting that he writes this. To people who know me or see me on television, I sometimes come across as a real hard ass. In reality, I'm just a big softie. I have a real soft spot for people who are
like very deep,
down on their luck or truly in need. I don't say this to brag. In fact, I was reluctant to write about this. And I don't think you should do charitable works for the publicity, but for the true unselfish goodness of the act. He is softy. He means that he got this like this inner feeling, like he wants good to people, and like you can clearly see that he got good intentions, and he value relationships, and he value charity, and like he was have separate chapter about that where he is saying how important for him is a charity and to help without anything in return, and which is introverted ethics. And
why? Like, can you explain a bit more to people?
Well, to help people. Why would you do that if you don't just value other people as they are, So I just say that people with introverted ethics and values, they would prioritize this and pay more attention to, have be good to people, so people will be nicer to them and to others, and relationships in the world will be better, better. People feel better, everybody's feel, so that's where it's coming from.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you need to work until you die, and you have back problems, and you just, push until you die. So it's just another part of his philosophy.
He wasn't forcing him to do that. Okay,
no.
That's it for today. Tell us what you think in the comments, and
yeah, so for next video, I would like to do something about one of our favorite YouTubers, which is Bart Baker. He's so interesting. Sometimes when you are so tired of Fourth Quadrant, you just need to watch something like Bart Baker.
Okay, that's it.
Okay, see you. If you want to watch more, click the video on the left or on the right.
And to subscribe, click the circular channel icon. Thank you for watching.